So you set up the schedule, right?
Yeah, it's on.
What's the assumption that we start?
You didn't make the new intro outline.
Okay, I'm gonna set the grid
Oh, okay.
over there. We have big sticky notes,
Great.
but I just need to know the main room, room 1, room 2, room 3. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if they had actual names. They didn't last year.
The grid is ready.
Good to see you again.
How are you?
I'm good. Are you?
Good.
Are you still a bit jet lagged, or is everything all right now?
I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I slept normal amount last night.
Nice. Yeah, looking forward to today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many people have signed up already, or
Yeah, I think it's somewhere around 50.
okay. There should be some more on the way, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Apparently you have a micro HDMI adapter.
HDMI?
Micro HDMI.
Oh,
The smallest one, the micro,
It's using it.
but you have.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Oh. Oh, is that for your computer? It uses micro?
Yeah, this looks like a lot of trouble for the customs.
So Luca Savini, don't know if you know him. He's from Italy. He used to run from the front, for example, on the conference. He's 17 minutes late at the airport in Bologna at the moment.
Oh,
He's
no.
like, oh, gonna miss the group photo. I said, like, no, they wait. So maybe, because he wants to be on the photo. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
please.
Oh, no. Well, I think we're not doing the photo until lunch. So I'll make it.
15%, 1.5% grapefruit.
Well, I guess,
All right.
yeah.
Luke is going to Italy.
Yeah. It's mostly just so we don't forget to mention. Oh yeah. A couple of things. You guys see the IRC channel here? But also like IRC channel. Practically lines.
Oh, right. That's good. So definitely. And here's how I'm. Feel free to move on this resume. Switch. I mean, the person I saw is the Facebook. Yeah, I think so. No, I think I have 2 bullets. Not a single. So that links to the first. The name links to the first site. Ideally, I just like how yeah. But this is my simple text. How would I make it? Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so that can make this. Yeah, so because of that, I don't have to use that.
Who's controlling the music?
Oh, it's no, it's not. It's not there.
Ah, okay. Just make sure we have control.
Do you have an IndieWeb playlist that you like
I do not.
It'd be fun.
Even though-
Music that's entirely okay to broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
licensing issues, that'd be fun.
Oh, I've done that in the past for events.
That's true.
You put together that playlist before.
Mm-hmm. For you guys, the CC ones from SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Austrian guest from Graz in Austria.
Oh.
He says that one of the trains is exactly this weekend, like the trams, not the trains, is not going, and they have a replacement bus. But this replacement bus is not going from the stop where the train usually goes from, and so he was a bit lost there.
The tram that comes here.
One of them, there's like 3, but the one he chosen, like it's not going. And just this weekend, there's like perfect fit, right?
Yeah. Could be a strike.
Yeah, train strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually look at that intro out. You got it. Anybody on that too?
Yes. Happens for a lot. Short one.
Maybe I'll just show my site. Maybe we should make that like really clear that it's okay to just like
Just show the
just
site.
come up and show your site.
Yeah.
And maybe talk about what you're interested in or something. I don't know. For your site. Like, I still want to get deletes and updates working.
Great. Yeah. Okay. This is what I want.
Do you think you have any? Do you do any caching in Monocle, or does Monocle show stuff via? Does it subscribe via push?
It was. Until I turned it off.
Wait, you turned it off?
Yeah. I had a whole blog post about it.
Of turning it off?
Mhm.
Wait, did I miss this? When was this?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. After Nuremberg.
Yeah.
What happened?
There's a whole post about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we shouldn't wait too much longer.
Yeah, people are here.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Whenever, you and Jeremy make the call, I'll just be like a, here's my site,
Okay.
person that can show the site.
Yeah.
I'll be a demo intro.
Okay. Let's do it then.
everybody.
Morning.
Good morning. Everybody okay? Thank you all for coming, especially in such sunny weather. My name is Jeremy. My website is backfield.com. I live in Brighton, England. Yeah, that's me.
I'm Aaron Brecken. My website is aaronpk.com. I'm from Portland, Oregon. So yeah, I wanted to kick things off this morning with everybody. Sorry, not everyone can make it. We should introduce Hunter too while he's up.
Can you shot, please?
Oh yes, speak up. Introduce yourself.
I'm Tantra. Hello.
What's my website? You gotta say website.
Tantec.com. Are we demoing your websites? Okay.
Yeah, so I think most people know why they're here. IndieWebCamp is about owning your data, having your own website, having your own place on the internet for your content.
Who's been through the webcam before?
Not bad.
Who here has their own website? Oh, that's great. Okay. Almost everyone, yeah. Cool. Good.
Before we get too much farther, I do want to point out that we have a couple of people watching remotely, so they're watching us over a live stream. And if you haven't already found our IRC channel, it's worth jumping in there if you have a computer. People are also on there taking notes about things that are happening up here. So
Since the audio is more.
crank it up.
Then we need to speak up.
How's that, Kevin?
It takes a couple seconds. They're like 30 seconds behind. So, yeah, so hopefully they can hear us okay, but they are watching remotely, taking notes, participating as much as they can over text. But yeah, just keep in mind that this is definitely like a public space. So one of the things we focus on with IndieWebCamp is the idea of doing things for yourself that you're interested in yourself, scratching your own itch, we sometimes call it. And a lot of that is because this has to do with our principles. I guess number 3 at the top is build tools for yourself. This one's very important, and it's good to keep in mind is if you're building something for yourself and you're relying on it every day, then it usually ends up being better in the long run. And that's a much better approach rather than building something that you hope everybody else is going to use. Right? So you'll see a lot of demos of things that people are just hacked together quickly to use themselves, and then improve from there. We do want to thank our sponsors for this event. We have a few sponsors. We have Zipgate is hosting us, obviously. Super happy to have them able to host this amazing space, as I'm sure you've seen already. Beyond Telegram is a conference that Mark is running next week. Do you want to say a few things about? No.
Thank you.
I assume some of you at least are also going to be here for that, so it'll be fun. And then we have 2 of our annual sponsors, NLNet Foundation and Sovereign. They've been sponsoring the series of events that we've been hosting. Anything else to add?
I'll just outline the format of the next 2 days. Today is going to be all about discussions, and we'll sort of split into groups. We've got a couple of rooms out there in the corridor, so we'll put together a schedule haphazardly if you've ever been to a bar camp, you probably know how it works. We're just going to have times and rooms, and people will write stuff on paper and slap it up, and you get moved around. It's complete chaos, and yet somehow it always works out. So we'll do that today. We'll be having discussions around particular themes, whatever you want to talk about, people jump in. But then tomorrow, discussions are over, and it's heads down and coding, and hacking and designing, and making things. So rather than 2 days of hacking or 2 days of discussion, it's a nice split of the two. Today for figuring stuff out, tomorrow for implementing. And I'm always amazed at how much can get done in one weekend. How much gets done in the hacking day every single time. It kind of blows me away. Particularly the fact that you're in a place with other people who have different skill sets, so when you need help with something, you can just ask somebody, or you can help somebody else out. It's really, really, really useful. You get quite a lot done.
So yeah, I guess to start the morning, we can do some demos and quick introductions of people who are here. So the idea with the morning demos is to show, introduce yourself, your name and your website, and show what your website, the current state of your website, and show something about it that you're either proud of or want to work on. And it doesn't have to be a huge thing. So just sort of to get a sense of what people are interested in and where you're thinking. So, do you want to start?
Sure. I can start with that.
There's a for demos, feel free to bring your computer up. There's an HDMI, but you can also use this laptop.
See if my website works in Chrome. There we go. Looks like it does. Oh look, these icons are working for some reason here. A bit of that. Let's see. I use my website. I've been posting photos on it and likes and notes and whatever I find that's interesting. That's about it. One thing in particular that I am happy with in particular is I have person tags working on my photos. So this is a photo, and I've got 2 person tags here, myself and Julie. And I'm using a service called Bridgie Publish to cross-post it to Twitter, Flickr, and Facebook. And these are all done automatically. Like, I don't post on those sites directly. It gets cross-posted from my site to those other sites on the back end through that service. And so that's kind of nice for my friends that follow me on those social media networks. They get to see my posts, whereas I don't have to do it myself, which is nice. And because the person tags are supported by Bridgie, they get tagged on those destinations as well. So one thing I'm working on this weekend is getting updates and deletes working, so that when I update a post on my site, it sends updated mentions to all the places I link to. Same thing with deletes, where if I deleted a post on my site, I want it to send mentions to where I used to link to, as well as to delete any copies I may have cross-posted. So I don't have that working yet. I hope to get it working this weekend.
So like I said, my website is adaptdeal.com. And for a long time I had a blog up there, it's the journal part. Then a few years later I started adding links, articles for longer form stuff. But the notes is something that's relatively recent, just in the past 2 years. And it's basically like tweets, it's my short form stuff. And the idea being that I post on my own site, and then those get sent out to Twitter. And something I set up not long after that was the ability to upload photos as well. Maybe I'll demo that. this is something I could probably improve upon, but it's working okay for now. Let's see.
Give it a sec to catch up. It's there it goes.
There we go. So yeah, this is a small studio. I've logged myself in on this device, and you can see when I'm looking at the notes that I get a little interface with some options if I want to cross-post it to Twitter, and if there's a photograph there, whether or not I want to cross-post it to Flickr as well. And I'm not using Bridgie to do that, like Santec is. I'm sort of manually doing that with the APIs, Twitter API, Flickr API. Something I might end up doing tomorrow is updating my Twitter stuff for posting photos, because they changed their API a while back, and I'm supposed to be using a different way of uploading photos to Twitter. Them's the breaks when you use a third-party service. They change their APIs. So I might end up doing that tomorrow. But to show you what it's like, maybe I'll take a photograph. Let's get a selfie with everybody here. Alright, smile! Yay! Photobomb! Okay. I'll say demo.
I might get back to you and ask about it.
It's a pretty clunky interface. Something else maybe I want to do tomorrow is do a nice Ajax uploading thing that shows the progress, because right now it's just
recording.
It's one big lump. Until it uploads. Well, that didn't work.
Oh.
Typical demos. I have no idea why that didn't work. Oh, I maybe got logged out.
The live stream is.
I probably got logged out. I'll take another photograph later and demo it.
Oh no.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, I've been logged out. Anyway, you'll have to take my word for it that I upload for this. Here's one I uploaded earlier in the club last night. Right. So so when it works, I post on my own site, and it gets sent out to Twitter and Flickr as well. So there's a copy on there. So you can see the copy. There's the copy on Twitter. So look, Ian Devlin's left a comment. But the nice thing is, back on my site, I am using Bridgie not to post to other sites, but to receive mentions that happen on other sites. So here's mentions that have happened in other places. I think Kyle has liked that on his own website. Yep. Whereas, as you saw, Ian liked it on Twitter. And I kind of get them all as the same. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it on your own website, whether you're doing it on Twitter, whether you're doing it on Flickr. They get pushed back here to me. Yeah, I've got likes there. Yeah, and that's using that Bridgie thing, which under the hood is using web mentions, all the sniffy stuff, which is fun to get up and running. If anybody wants to get that going this weekend, it's pretty cool. So that's my site.
I'll give a short little demo here of some things. So let's take it off from here. So here's a photo that I'm looking at on Jeremy's site, and I want to post a comment to that. So this is an app that I wrote that is what I use for posting. You might also notice that this is not IndieWebCamp. This is actually my own website now, so that was something I did a couple weeks ago. That I switched over to using my own site to do logins. So I will log into Quill, and I can post a reply to Jeremy's note. This is is my emoji keyboard. Very high tech. And I'll post that to Twitter. It's going to tag it with the location. And now there it is on my site. And then what's happening behind the scenes is it's now sending Jeremy a web mention. So hopefully we should see my comment. There it is.
Hey!
With the little,
But it totally
beers and everything.
messed up. Okay, that's what I need to work on.
Oh, I didn't find my URL, my name. Yeah.
Okay.
But the emoji worked, which is important.
Yeah.
Everybody knows emojis are important. So yeah, that's just a pretty simple demo of replying from my site to Jeremy's site, and that happened with WebMention. I know some of you are already off and running with WebMention, but for those of you who are not, I wanted to point out a really useful tool that I've been working on to help you with WebMention, setting up WebMention sending. This is called webmention.rocks. And basically, this is a little tool for debugging and testing. So when you're working on sending web mentions from your site, you can go to this site and you can click on one of these, and this looks like a regular post that you would see on somebody's site, but and it actually accepts comments. So you'll see a bunch of comments that the people have left on this page, and when the nice thing about the site is when you're actually using it and when you're sending it web mentions, if you're looking at the response that comes back, there's a lot of detailed error messages about what's going wrong in case you did something not quite right. So it's really useful for as you're initially getting set up to use this to get the detailed feedback. So we'll probably we can probably do a session on this in depth later today and do some hacking on it tomorrow if people want. Yeah, so I won't take too much more time. Anybody up next?
So don't be shy. Just come up, say who you are, show your website.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, hello, I'm Yoshi. Oh.
Actually, go for it. Okay.
I'm Yoshi. I've got a website. I started it 2 years ago. And I'm doing web stuff for 20 years now, but that was my first personal website. And I plan to do a lot of blog posts. I managed to do 4 in the last. Couldn't you scroll here? So
other direction. Oh, why is it not scrolling?
Okay. The one thing I'm doing here is I'm accepting and sending web mentions. That's not really special. You see that? But I'm not using. Well, I do use Bridgie, but I think the web mentions here they're collected on their own, and I'm collecting stuff from all kinds of platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and you also can comment on the site here. You see there are lots of different channels where the comments come in from. The website is based on Typo3. Some of you might know that. That's a very popular content management system here in Europe and Germany. The thing is, I'm not really content with it. As I said, I wanted to post blog posts and notes and stuff like that, but I have the feeling that it's really not. It's not easy enough for me to do it. So it's too complicated. That's the reason probably why I don't do it. So I'm working on a new project. That's a side project, so I have not that much time for it. Just give me a second. I started a new library. Right now, it's just a library. Okay. I called it Apparat. And it's going to be, there's just, I'm trying to build a modular thing. Right now, it's just a bunch of libraries. There's not much to see at the moment. This is something I
Command plus.
Yeah, it's just a couple of words. I wrote it down for the IndieWebCamp 3 weeks ago, just to explain a little bit what I'm going to make with that, or what are my primary goals. As I said, right now it's just a library. You can't do a lot of things with it right now, but I'm at the point where I can create. It's going to be something file-based, and I'm right now at the point where you can create objects which are posted in a certain way, and they're persisted to files. And what I would like to work on, maybe tomorrow or today, to have a first kind of interface. There will be, of course, a micropop interface for that. I have no idea if it's too, if I stretch too far to make it happen tomorrow, but this is probably what I'm going to work on.
Cool. Cool.
Usually takes a little while to capture. Yeah, it's seeing it here. So
it'll take a second.
Yes. Okay. So I'm Frederick Marx. My domain is fmarx.com. 3 weeks ago, I was at IndieWebCamp in Nuremberg. I was at IndieWebCamp Düsseldorf last year too, but since then I didn't really do that for my site. So I really tried to tackle that in Nuremberg. I'm only showing this tweet because that's what my site looked like after IndieWebCamp Nuremberg. So I really went for, I did nothing about the styling or anything, I just wanted the functionality to work. And what's really interesting about the site is it's a static website. It's built with Metalsmith, which is a Node-based, Node.js-based static site generator. But the website in itself is just static HTML, and but it also got dynamic web mentions working, and that works through a service maintained by Pelle, who is not here today currently. The service works in the way that you got an URL in your HTML file that web mentions can follow, and then the web mentions go to the service, and then you can pull these web mentions back in on your site through Ajax. And this is what works on my site now. So this is what my website looks like today. Still the basic stuff. And if you look at this post here, you've got post testing web mentions on the static site. And here are some of the web mentions. I didn't style them yet, so this is probably something I'm going to do over the weekend. And as you can tell when you reload, those are, as you can tell by the delay, those are put in via Ajax, and the rest of the site is just static HTML. Yeah, and what I'm going to do is probably do a bit more styling of these, and get some of my, right now I don't have a lot of content on that site, so I'm going to get some of the content from medium.com and stuff running on that site. And I'm really interested in the emoji reaction thing Aaron was talking about. I like emojis like the next millennial, so yeah, that's something I'm going to do probably.
Cool.
Yep.
Great.
Just for the notes I'm taking, what service were you using to put in the backend?
Wait a second, I will hopefully find out. Webmention.herokuapp.com. I think. Yep.
So that's particularly useful if you've got a static site.
Yep.
So Jekyll, stuff like that.
Okay.
Cool.
Hi.
I'm Vlad. I have a site, and if you go to it, it's very boring. But I do a fair bit of traveling, and I don't like emails as a medium of sharing my itineraries or the way TripIt looks. So I built a section that I share with my family and friends that shows my upcoming trips and stuff. And if you go to this trip, you'll see it includes my flight information, and it highlights where I'm currently at. Obviously, I'm not at the motel, but then it highlights it back. And that way, I can update it here, and they have a URL they go to, and if something changes, I don't have to email everybody separately. And if they click on it, they get a site status and the flight status and similar things like this. What I'd like to do, this is a static website. It's powered by something called Middleman Ruby. And what I'd like to do this weekend is think of a way to make this open source, because a lot of colleagues at work have asked me about it, and they want to use it too, in particular because you can switch the time zones of this display. So my family lives in Skopje, and that way they'll get to see it. But my coworkers, a lot of them live in New York, and that way they get to see it. And when I'm traveling, I'm most interested in the local time zone, so I know what time it is when I land and take off. So that's what I like to work on. Alternatively, I like to make a form for inputting this data instead of just a static YAML file, which is what I use right now, and that's what generates the site. Because there are some APIs which offer you to input the flight, and they give you the scheduled time, so you don't have to enter that data manually.
Are the events being marked up as H event?
Yes, I think I did that right.
Cool.
So,
This is probably
yeah, they have BT starts and they are
yeah.
online.
Probably
So-
some services that could use that.
We should talk because I have a similar thing and I've been working on an interface for it, but it
Okay.
needs some more work.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That looks really, really useful.
I mean, what my mom likes to do, and I printed this, and
yeah.
she likes to print it. So I have, I think, a tiny print style sheet there, so it doesn't obviously display the buttons for the time zone and things. But I think I just want to make this, and it works on your phone. I mean,
Yeah.
these will drop down because there's some really long, like London King's Cross Station doesn't quite fit. So I'd like to, if not make this open source, get as much of it as I can, so that I can do so soon.
I missed Doppler, so this is something.
Yeah, Doppler was great.
Yeah.
I don't like it so much. I tried it, so I was like, I can build this.
And I guess that's something to think about as well, is all the things you could possibly use your own website for that you currently use other sites for, whether it's travel, check-ins, photos, tracking stuff, anything you could think of really. Cool. Who else?
Hi, I'm Sven, or as Knebel on IRC. Yeah, I have this very basic site. It's basically right now just a basic Python script that pulls HTML files from disk and wraps them in a template. I have some markup already for entries and stuff like that. I can receive web mentions, but it's not displayed and I don't send any, so that's probably the next step in the IndieWebCamp to display. If someone sends me a web mention right now, just a small daemon that drops text files in a folder. Got a web mention with data. It already verifies them. If the daemon for that doesn't crashes, right now it's because right now for this I kind of wanted to avoid to use a database, and so I'm building maybe too much of a database in the file system because basically a lot of stuff is, okay, daemon writes a file somewhere, another daemon notices, oh, there's a new file, I have to process that. And then for even stuff like, did he post all by the date in their files, so not by when the file was created or edited, but the entry that's in there. Then okay, either you have to always load everything, so now I write a folder full of symlinks that are named timestamps, and another daemon updates that, and yeah, I'm not sure, maybe this thing will evolve to a fully static website, or it will evolve more in the direction of a database. Files and stuff is interesting, but maybe more work than it's worth in the end.
Cool. That could be a discussion for sure. Databases and static files and pros and cons of each. So actually, show of hands, who's using some kind of database to store stuff for their site? Who's using static files? Okay, good mix. I think we've got a really interesting discussion. Tell which side comes. Who's next?
Hi, my name is Kai. I've not a real project to show. I'm more interested in concepts. So I got since 2003 a blog, which is about sports and sports media. And the blog grew and grew, but it gathered more and more comments. At one time, I had the problem that I had less and less time to handle and to manage the comments. There were 100 or 200 comments per day with discussion about sports, and they were quickly heated. And at the point where I had less time to manage the comments, the quality of the comments degraded. I tried to manage it by some sort of policy and 3 strikes, threats, but it showed no improvement for the quality of comments. So so I decided to switch off the comments, which is well, I'm not feeling really well. It's for me easier because I had now more time for some other stuff instead of handling the comments. But at the same time, you lose the communication between the people, between the readers, and so I would like to switch on the comments in some sort, like for example web mentions. I think that some sort of web mentions where the owner of the comments owns really the comments on his site could improve the quality. There's a second point. I got about 2,000 readers per day. So I'm in some sort of position where I'm a portal for other people who are sports interested. So I'm in a position where I could promote other people's podcasts or other people's blog posts. So I'm also looking for some sort of allowing other people to post their podcasts they have on my site to promote their stuff. So I'm looking for during these 2 days for, let's say, concepts, how to introduce some sort of stuff to integrate this in my blog.
Well, let's definitely have a discussion around comments and community, because I've also had a kind of history of trying different things and what works, what doesn't.
Yeah,
definitely.
And it's comments that are getting really quick. The problem for comments is really a problem of scale.
Yeah.
When you get 100 or 200 comments per day, you can't manage it, and it's really quick into some sort of trolling and other themes that are not for this special topic. And so it's
A couple of ideas we could definitely talk about. Who's next?
My name is Walter. my website. It's written in PHP. I gathered a lot of stuff over the years. There's static parts. Blog is WordPress. It used to be Avari. I have a search. It's based on Yassi because I have the different input. Don't have everything in the database, so I use Yassi to scroll my own website. So I can search my own website if I search something. And yeah, I pull stuff from Twitter and SlideShare from my blog. And I would like to work on web mentions to use them on my site.
So you're currently using their APIs? Or
I'm using OAuth. In the past, I pulled stuff from Bitbucket, but they changed the API and I don't know.
Yeah, there might definitely be some hacking tomorrow just to update stuff because of API changes. See that happen. Cool. Thank you. Who's next? Ooh, that's good.
Okay, my name's Glenn Jones and my website's glennjones.net. It's been up for quite a few years. This is the version that I've done about 2 or 3 years. You can see it's got my notes, which is on the front there, and it's got some posts and a few other things in it. I have my own little back-end system called Transmat, which I wrote a couple of years ago. It can do a number of things. It does the sort of bridgely thing itself, so it captures all the mentions on Twitter and things I'm all in. I'm also quite interested in the whole sort of check-ins bit, so it can do things like find my location. I have a database of places that I've been to, so I can and it suggests to me what the nearest is, so I can now click in here. If I go posts, it will now collect that information and slot it in and put it into my system. So I've got all of that sort of working. I've got a few other bits around sort of geo that I've been playing with at the last couple of IndieWebCamps I've been to, but never quite got them working on my mobile phone. So that's what I'd like to try and do this time. The other area I'm sort of pretty interested in is the microformats. I've built the JavaScript parser and the Node parser. And if you're interested in that sort of stuff, one of the things that I find really useful when I'm working is this. It's a live editor because it's a JavaScript in the browser, so I can actually go in and actually change things, and you can see underneath it'll change depending on what I put in as markup. So if you're actually playing with anything like microformats and you just want to try out a bit of markup, this is really great to type in and play with it. I'll just copy and paste from where you're working and paste it into this box, and it'll tell you what the output is. So I thought I'd show you that because it's quite useful.
Oh, no, yeah, hold on a sec.
Hello everyone, my name is Ella. Nice to meet you all. This is my website. I made it at IndieWebCamp in New York in January. I am a beginner thing I'm working on. And nice to meet you all. Excited to be here.
You might need to plug in power. I just noticed the battery. Who's next?
Good morning. My name is Matthias. And my website just went live yesterday, tonight, to be honest. I redesigned it completely. The last website was based on WordPress. This one is based on Graph CMS. I want to start blogging. I don't know if I will keep it up. Yep. This is my first post, and I was looking for a solution to implement web mentions in Craft CMS. It went live yesterday, so there are no web mentions yet. And besides that, there was no web mention endpoint plugin for Craft CMS. So I created my own, and I hope to get it published tomorrow on GitHub or something.
I know some other people using Craft, so it'd be great if.
Yeah, and there's a plugin to push web mentions. Yeah, but there was no web mention endpoint. So
that'd be great. So lots of web mentions. Who's that?
Hey everyone, I'm Andreas, and I did the absolute bare minimum to come here, which is I kind of resurrected my website from 08 or so, which is awesome because I get to use images on which I look a lot younger. So no, I did the absolute bare minimum, so rel me, and I just kind of use this to start my quest to kind of reclaim all the things, because I have stuff everywhere, and I kind of want to get it back. Mostly that's Flickr and Tumblr, so it's mostly images. It's going to be interesting because it may be a few gigabytes of images. I'll use this to kind of figure out where to start and kind of not make, I don't know, beginner's mistakes. Right. And I have a marketing issue because my name's really long and I'm just not sure if I should use Quick.io instead. Not entirely sure. So since you all kind of introduce yourself by website, I'm not entirely sure kind of by what website I should introduce myself. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we were having a discussion in the pub last night about getting stuff out of Flickr and getting it onto your own site and stuff. So definitely there's a discussion to be had there.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's some code out there. You
all
can
right.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Cool. Because I'm actually in a similar position. I'm doing my own photos on my site for the last 2 years, but for the 10 years before that, it's all Flickr.
Right, so I thought before I go posse, I should kind of first get stuff back.
That's what I thought as well, and then I wasn't getting it done, so I just started doing the posseing, and I still haven't solved the archive problem.
Okay.
So, but maybe together we can figure it out.
That's me. Filling up the chat.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's make this really quick because currently this happens when I enter my domain. Stop there, that's fine. Otherwise, I identify myself as my real name, which is Van der Ven, .se/my first name, Martijn. It's completely unpronounceable and unspellable for anyone outside of the Netherlands. Does not work well, which is why I have a different domain registered with no website on it. Here you can find all the different ways to contact me, and they've been there since, well, how long have they been there? I think maybe almost 10 years, always at the same URL. Oh, right, don't click that. I was going to show you my wiki page on IndieWebCamp because I kind of wrote for years. I started to get the website on there, but I've got the chat links directly to my website and not to the wiki page. But you can find me on the wiki page. You saw my screen name on screen. I'm on IRC a lot of the time as Segna. It's another domain I own. It's kind of clustered. I would like to put everything together. I just took this weekend to update this page, as I recently emigrated back to the Netherlands from Sweden. So now it says no residential address because I have none. It used to show a little map where I live in Sweden, etc., etc. But now it's up to date again. You can contact me on my Dutch phone number as well if anyone wants to catch me. That's basically it. I'll go right in the chat that I'm
Well, I know Tantec had some ideas about having contacts stuff be your kind of instead of handing over a business card, you just give someone your URL with your preferred method of contact in order.
Exactly. So that was kind of the idea there as well. It's just very not handy to go, yes, it's van de ven.se/Martijn. Just go to the ID, etc. You keep on spelling.
Right.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Sebastian Lassi. First off, my website is about 15, 16 years old, and I won't show it here. I'm really coming from the print. I worked as a war photographer and photojournalist, covering prizes for Stern and Spiegel and The Guardian and so on for, 20 years. And last story was a story on climate refugees in Papua New Guinea, and all of my cameras are lying at the Pacific Ocean somewhere, so I don't have any cameras and any money, and so I decided to develop a decentralized content management system, which is very much in the beginning. It is called Redactor, and I'm here because I'm very much interested how can I put all the indie stuff as reusable components in the content management system. Particularly interested in micropub and in web sign-in. Hopefully we will talk about it later on. And what else can I say? Yeah, I'm pretty much new to IndieWeb. I dived into the 10th protocol. Did anybody, one of you here of 10th? And yeah, 10th protocol. I think one maybe because there were some reactions from 10 people, but I don't know. And yeah, until I realized that the 10 protocol won't come out maybe in 100 years, but I don't know. And so I decided to to come here. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Well, it might be interesting to look at some of the CMSs out there that have started building in an IndieWeb way. Like there's the Gnome. With Gnome?
Yeah, I know, and I've already looked at the code and so on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my CMS will also be completely JavaScript, so Node.js. And, yeah.
And then what's Transmat written? Ah, okay, so that could be really good.
Yeah. I know the stuff of them already.
Okay.
The influence. Discover, what was Discover Me? Yeah, and so on.
Oh, yeah, great. Great. Who's next?
Hi, my name is Stefan. I first heard about the IndieWeb when I did the research for my bachelor thesis back in 2014, for which I created a personal API. That's powered by my personal API, and it broke a few months ago when my Fitbit broke, and Fitbit changed their API. But the check-ins are still working, and the tweets, they don't work. My bachelor thesis is online, if some of you are interested. Also, I'm blogging since 2003, and my website with my name on it and my blog are separated, and I don't know if that's still a good idea. And I'm interested, the website is WordPress powered, and I'm interested in getting it into the IndieWeb with web mentions and so on.
For the quantified self stuff, I know that Aaron has a ton of stuff. Well, I'm sensing a theme here with APIs changing. That seems to be a recurrent thing. Very cool. Is the thesis in German?
It's in German.
Okay. My wife was actually in Germany and was translator, so maybe we could.
Some of you guys are mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody else wants a demo, that's fine. We can start scheduling sessions. We don't get too far behind on the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do one session before lunch. And then a few after.
Yeah, do you want to bring up the plan?
Yeah.
Time-wise? And room-wise, I reckon 3 rooms will be enough. And we will figure it out. But we've got this room, obviously, it's nice. Particularly if you need to use a projector, this room's going to be good. We've also got the kind of glass rooms out there that are very nice, very cozy. Actually, they all have screens. If you don't need a screen, we've also got outdoors. It could work well.
Tonda, did you say you set up a schedule period?
On the corner.
So should we go out there, schedule, or do little quick things up here?
Let's start there.
Okay. So before we move, let's go over how this is going to work. Who's been to a bar camp before? Okay. Most people. So most people know how this works. There are sticky notes and a schedule grid. So create a sticky note with a schedule that you want, a session that you want to lead. And you don't need to be an expert at the topic to lead a session on the topic. So if there's something you want to learn, it's totally fine to propose a session about that. On the sticky note, write the name of the session, your name, and a hashtag. And we'll use the hashtag for taking notes on the session on Etherpad. So when you're in sessions, we have etherpad.indiewebcamp.com, and then add whatever hashtag is your session, / web mention, for example. And multiple people can join and all type together and just start taking notes about what's going on in the session. And then we archive them all later onto the widget. And that helps capture what's been talked about at the camp. If there's already something on the page, just scoot it down and type above it. That's totally fine. So yeah, I guess we'll go out to the schedule board and start writing the stickies.
Come on, everybody.